let's start with the prompt. Which finding from the student's study, if true, would support Tannen's hypothesis? So what is the hypothesis? This linguist has cautioned against framing contentious issues in terms of two highly competitive perspectives, such as pro versus con. She says this debate-driven approach can strip issues of their complexity and, when used in front of an audience, can be less informative than the presentation of multiple perspectives in a non-competitive format. To test that hypothesis, students conducted a study in which they showed participants one of three different versions of local news commentary about the same issue. Each version featured a debate between two commentators with opposing views, a panel of three commentators with various views, or a single commentator. So now, just to reiterate, what is the hypothesis? It is that giving information in a debate format, a debate-driven approach, strips issues of their complexity and is less informative than the presentation of multiple perspectives in a non-competitive format. So that makes a lot of sense. When people are debating each other, they're so interested in proving why the other one is wrong that the issue loses its full complexity. So let's start looking at the answers now. A, on average, participants perceive commentators in the debate as more knowledgeable, while we're looking for commentators in the debate to be less knowledgeable. So we can get rid of that. B, on average, participants perceive commentators in the panel as more knowledgeable about the issue than the single commentator. That's not bad, but we're really looking for the panel to be more knowledgeable than the debate. We'll leave that one for later, though. C, on average, participants who watched the panel correctly answered more questions about the issue than those who watched the debate or the single commentator. So here we have the panel allowing people to answer more questions. So being more informational than the debate or the single commentator. So now let's look back at the hypothesis. It said that the panel approach is going to be more informative because it says the debate approach is going to be less informative. So it wasn't about the perception of how people perceive the commentators. It was more about whether they answer questions correctly, because if they were correctly informed, then they're going to answer questions correctly. So we'll leave this one for later, even though we didn't really see a commentary on whether the panel would be more informative than a single commentator. So that's kind of the X factor on that one. Looking at D, on average, participants who watched the single commentator correctly answered more questions about the issue than those who watched the debate. Well, once again, it wasn't really about the single commentator versus the debate. So if we're choosing between C and D, we definitely have to pick C, because C says within it that the panel worked better than the debate, which is what we were really looking for. So the answer here is C.